She wanted to see the station.
Oh, okay. So we're here in our new studio. You know, this is the second show we've done here. Third. This is the third show, but it's only the second one where things have been put away and stuff. So how do you like it,
It's
Ashley? You were at the old one, too.
I was at the old one, which I thought was nice. But I think this is a total upgrade here.
It
This
is,
is beautiful
isn't it?
in here.
Thank you.
Yes, it's very accommodating to a lot of people, too. So you kind of get that whole groupthink mentality that
Right.
we're going for, right?
Right, yes.
That's very nice.
Yeah, we can seat a lot of people in here.
Yes, it'll be like a party one day.
Yes.
That's what it'll be.
want-
Yep,
to be
a
like a
large
party.
studio audience. Here's Andrea. So, Andrea, our sponsor Spotlight just showed up, so that's cool. Hey, I want to tell you we're drinking Cupcake Cabernet tonight thanks to our wine sponsor. That's Greg Kimbrew at Vino Wine Warehouse. We just love that he gives us wine to drink every week. And he's a really good guy, so you need to check Vino Wine Warehouse out. They're located at 510 East Midland Street right here in Bay City. And don't forget to tell him that the Divas sent you. Welcome to the show, Andrea. I'm going to get you sit right up here, and Sandy will get you set up there. She's been around a while. She knows how to work that microphone and stuff. So our subject this evening is change. We're talking about change. So welcome.
Thank you.
Andrea is one of our newer sponsors. This is Ashli.
Hi.
Hi.
So we're talking about change and all the changes that, thank you, that Ashley's going through. You know, and this new studio was a big change.
Yes, this is a big change for you, I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Some learning curves along the way
Yes.
that you didn't see.
Yes, but you know, we were so lucky because we had our last show there, and we tore everything down, and I tried to have everything number coordinated, and we had about eight to 10 people moving us over here, and we brought everything over here. I came in early Wednesday morning and hooked it up. The internet guy came, and then Josh, our producer, came, and we had no problems. We were on the air. We were only off the air that night and part of the morning.
That's awesome. I remember seeing on Facebook that you were moving, and then I felt like I saw it was all re-renovated already. So that's an awesome quick turnover. So
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. How do you
That's
like it?
great. I love it. I just walked in here, but it looks wonderful. I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see it all. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's good. It's a good move.
Good.
So it was a very good move. And, you know, it was one of those things that was supposed to be. That's, you know, change is really good, but forced change isn't. I don't think anybody likes that. What is that?
It's this fan.
Wow, that's really weird. I'm going to take care of this sound. So talk about forced change. Have you been forced to go through any changes?
I don't think I've had any forced changes that I didn't know were coming, but the biggest forced change right now that I can think of most obvious would be obviously not being Miss Bay County anymore, but that was something when you get that job, you know that it's only 1 year
Right.
long. So
You
took
saw it
advantage of
coming.
yeah, you can see it coming. You know that it's not like, oh my gosh, they're going to take away my crown because I did something wrong. It's nothing like that. It's just your year's up and it's time to give it to somebody else. That was probably the biggest forced change I've seen right now, but everything else, I like change. I like to adapt. I like
Yes.
to have different things going on. So
You know, I always like change because you can recreate things, you know, like I moved from Ohio to California, back to a different part of Ohio, and then to Michigan. And it's almost like I was 4 different people.
yeah, you could have your own identity and your own group of friends. I think that changes who you are and it gets you to be who you are today.
I agree. And forced change can be scary, too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 15-year-old who is just learning how to drive.
Say no more.
So, you know, when she wants to be in the driver's seat, and that's a scary change. That's
It
for
is.
sure. You know, realizing that she's becoming a young adult, and you know, letting her take that on and become one, and also keeping our mouths quiet. So
It is so hard,
crazy.
isn't it? It's so hard. And I'm sure your parents have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have to just sit there. And, you don't want to say too much, but again, at times you don't want to not say anything.
Exactly.
There's
Yes.
no right answer to
No.
any of it.
Oh,
No.
no, not at all.
We all just do the best we can
That's for sure.
and just pray it turns out. And then, they all go through that difficult time. Did you ever go? I can't believe you went through a difficult time.
Through what part of it?
Like when you were younger, did you get sassy and all?
I'm sure my mom would say I did.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would say that. But see, this is a big change for me. I never did pageants or anything even remotely girly when I was in high school. I took dance lessons when I was younger, did my hair, got my makeup done, put on a good face. In high school and middle school, I was all sports and all academics.
Is that right?
I would go to school. It did not matter to me if my hair was up in a bun, no makeup on. I had sweatpants on. I was functional because I had a game that night.
What did you play?
Basketball, softball, track. Did all of that.
Interesting.
And I did
So
cheer
what
once, too.
changed you?
I felt like it was the run of the mill. That's what everybody did there. So you had to do it. But then after high school, I said I was going to do a pageant, and my two closest friends laughed at me. They were like, oh, okay.
Whatever.
Good luck
Ash.
there. They did. I was totally not super girly or anything like that. And then I did it, and I think that I wasn't so brought up in that realm.
In that environment,
Helped
right?
me, actually. So I was able to grow up and realize what I liked, what I didn't like, and then now I'm here because I was Miss Bay County at one time, but that's not something I would have ever foreseen when I was in high school.
Isn't that funny how you
Yep.
changed?
Yep.
Very interesting. Huh. Because a lot of those girls are very girly and
Very.
have been in pageants for a long time.
Some of them have grown up in it. I mean, from age 3, where they could walk and they put them in that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with any lifestyle along those lines because if
as
it's
long
what
as
you
they're
like,
having fun and they like it,
yeah,
that's right.
then that's good for them. But I was in a different situation. I'm from up north. It wasn't really an option. We just did what sports were available to us, and that's what you did. So it was a totally different realm. I went into my first pageant not knowing anybody, not because a friend did it, not because I had ever
what
seen
was
one.
your first pageant?
I was in the Michigan Sugar Queen pageant. That was my first one, which isn't necessarily the same as a Miss America style pageant. It's just interview based and your application. So you just go in there and you're in a full evening gown and you sit in a chair and they ask you about sugar beets for about 10 minutes. It's really strange if you think about it. And
So
yeah, but
do a
you're
lot of homework first.
yes,
right?
you do a lot of homework, and then if you're lucky and if you get queen or win first or second runner up, which I was second runner up, you get to be known as the sweetest girls in Michigan. So it was really cute, and you go around in parades all throughout the summer. I did 28 parades. And a big Pioneer sugar bag on the back of a float. It was very different than what you'd think.
That
But it was
cracks
fun.
me up.
Oh yeah, it was a
That's
good
very-
time. But
so that was your
that was my big change.
initiation, yes.
Yeah, but then my first Miss America style pageant was actually Miss Bay County. I didn't win that first time.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow.
No, I won a non-finalist interview award and an academic award. So I still walked away with $250 in cash scholarships just from losing. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
So then I did another one 5 days later, and I won that one.
Very
So,
good.
But
So
yeah, it was
you received the STEM scholarship.
yes.
That is really cool.
I won that last year at Miss Michigan. That was the very first time that they had brought that into play because STEM is so huge right now, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I was like, well, of course I would do this. I have a degree in biochemistry. I could talk about STEM all day.
Really?
And then I actually ended up writing my honors research thesis on STEM outreach in rural Michigan area.
Oh,
so
very cool.
it's kind of become a whole little piece of me now. I've actually visited quite a few schools here in Bay County
Oh, excellent.
and up north as well, and they know me as the STEM girl. I'm like the weird geeky science one that does experiments and things like that.
I
but
love that.
just put on a different hat for a different day.
And Nicole is like a really cool person. She's been
Nicole
on our
Foco,
show
yes.
before. Yes, she is. She's pretty amazing.
Now, Nicole Foco, for those of you who don't know, she's the one that created the Michigan Women in STEM Scholarship last year. So I can't win it again, obviously, because you can't re-up on that. But I've gotten to be really a spokesperson
Yeah,
for
that's
STEM
great.
and for their organization.
So you were you the first recipient?
I was the first recipient. Of
See,
it.
that's really good.
Yeah. And then actually another girl from here in Bay County won it this year. So we're keeping it local.
That's excellent because Nicole's from Bay City too.
Yeah.
That's
right
very
here.
cool. She's going to be on here soon, I hope.
And she's just
amazing.
a powerhouse of a person.
She is.
She really is. We talked geeky for a little while, and she works for Chrysler, but she does like plastics engineering and a lot of polymer work, and she's designed a lot of cars, like lighting on the sides and things that you wouldn't expect.
And she designed the interior of the new Chrysler minivan.
Yes, the Chrysler minivan. So she told me all about how they want ambient lighting and how they want it to feel and everything in your own minivan. You wouldn't even think of it as a big issue, but that's something that she's actually got to put her name on and gets to see on all the roads now. So,
and I thought
cool.
it was interesting because she said something about turning the STEM into a STEAM award by adding the arts in it.
Yes.
So
they're toying with that idea right now, but the only thing that makes it a little bit hard to put STEAM into it is that once you put the arts with the statistics, your statistics for STEM go down. Because the whole reason that we're placing emphasis on STEM
is because
that's
it's
where
low
the jobs are.
Females too.
Yep, and it's low in females.
Population.
But once you put the arts in there, now all of a sudden it's almost like all encompassing because the arts jobs aren't necessarily there for the future, and then you also have more females in the arts than males. So they're toying with the idea because it is important and they want to encourage creativity through STEM. But once you do that, your argument changes.
It almost dilutes it, doesn't
yes,
it?
It does,
yes.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, but there are quite a few organizations just around this area that have put STEAM into STEM, and they've been able to kind of encourage some kind of art practices.
Because I think there
sciences.
still should be. Because Bachelor of Fine Arts was a very common degree when I went to school, and it's not now.
Yep, it was. It no longer is. I agree with that. At my graduation ceremony, there were very few. That was
Isn't that interesting? And that was the majority of my graduation. Well, it was a few years ago.
Only a few.
A few hundred. So, what about you? What did you go to school? What did you take in school?
In high school, or
both?
Both. Let's see. Believe it or not, I probably had the similar pathway as
Ashli.
As Ashli. I actually grew up being in sports, all state. Several different varsity letters.
In what sports?
In cross country, basketball, track, volleyball.
Very good.
Yeah.
No wonder your girls are so athletic.
Yeah. I didn't make it to any what do you want to say? Any pageants? However, it was like homecoming queen, prom queen. There you go. College.
You could have been Miss Sugar.
You
could have been one of the sweetest girls.
Now, just so you know, for any married women out there, they do have an asparagus queen. Really? And you have to be married to be an asparagus queen.
Interesting.
Yes. So
the Dolly Green Giant's wife wins it every year, though.
College, I graduated with a bachelor's in criminal justice.
Isn't that interesting?
Yep. And then went on to education. That's where I have a master's in education, and then found my way over to finance.
And you do so well at finance. That's why, because you can explain things really well. It's because of that teaching back. Mm-hmm. We uncover so many interesting facts. Right?
But look at that. Like the change that you must have had to go through from a criminal justice to teaching to now in finance. I mean,
right. Yeah, and just honestly, I really didn't do anything with my criminal justice. It was just a degree that I got. I wanted to do something with it, but I moved out to California at that time, and I was a scared small town girl who didn't really want to drive the roads.
They are crazy.
Be on the road.
Where did you live?
We lived in northern San Diego. My husband was
See,
in the
and
Marine
it
Corps.
is crazy down there. That is.
Oh yes.
I never lived that far south.
Okay.
But it's so pretty, but crazy.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, our first place we were I think it was a block and a half off the ocean.
Nice.
It was just gorgeous, and it was in Carlsbad. I don't know if
Oh
anybody knows
yes,
Carlsbad. So it was just beautiful. I think it was just naturally that I found my way to education just because my dad was a principal.
Oh.
And just influenced by a lot of positive teachers.
So did you actually teach for a while?
I did, yeah, and then I taught at different